So KSI is fighting Dillon Danis or boxing Dillon Danis at some point later on in time. It's been confirmed by Ariel Hawani, so it's going to happen. Ariel is pretty good with telling us some real shit, so it's likely going to happen. And I don't really care what the reason why I'm even covering this to begin with is to kind of show my happiness towards um, the general reaction of the public, especially to this fight and other fights like it. What I mean by that is like YouTuber fights. People are becoming less and less interested in them, and I think what kind of triggered that is or was the whole Conor McGregor situation with whether he was going to fight KSI, Jake Paul, or Logan Paul. Because originally it was supposed to be a fight between Conor McGregor and Logan Paul in India, and then that somehow switched to Conor McGregor and Jake Paul, and then it somehow switched to Conor McGregor versus KSI. So it's just kind of showing the over theatrical nature and nonsensical nature of YouTube and streamer boxing. It's a joke. It doesn't respect boxing and fighting at all. It's a joke. It's laughable. It's disgusting in my eyes because I have such a high respect for fighting. And I know some people may say like, oh, it's cheap coming from you because you wear the fake gi. It's a real gi. I do taekwondo. My name is etched out because I don't want my government fucking being all over the place. Um, but I take all this shit seriously. This is my best. What I tell you guys is my best thought, my best truth, all that shit to all the MMA news and boxing news and fight game news. I'm a fan of the fight game, a student of the fight game. I love the fight game. So all I'm ever gonna give you is my truth about all that shit. It's what I love. It's what I love to do, and I'm just trying to make a way for myself in that. I post 3 times a day. I try to put the fucking work in, and I love you guys for your constant support as well. But yeah, circling back, I'm happy that people are taking this YouTube and streamer shit with boxing less and less serious. Like it used to be when KSI had a boxing fight, people were thoroughly invested, talking about, oh, this is gonna be great. Are you fighting this guy next? That guy next? This, that, the other. When this shit came out, people were like, we don't fucking give a fuck. Stop promoting this shit. This garbage. And maybe it has a lot more to do with the fact that KSI is fighting Dillon Danis than it does with KSI boxing in general. Because Dillon Danis is a fucking joke, and he's kind of proved that the way he showed up to his fight with Logan Paul, where he just didn't want to box at all. He just kind of ran and shielded his face. That was it. So what makes you think Dillon Danis is going to take this match seriously? Um, that's really it. There's no way that this fight is going to be taken seriously, and there's no way any future streamer or YouTuber boxing match should be taken seriously. Boxing is for boxers. MMA is for MMA fighters, people who are in mixed martial arts. It's not for celebrities. It's not for streamers. It's not for YouTubers. It's for people that take the sport, the craft, the art seriously. At least in my opinion. If you like that shit, if you like your local streamer, your favorite streamer going up and punching somebody that they have beef with, that's on you. That's cool for you. I won't be tuning in for that shit. Don't catch me tuning in. I used to watch the KSI matches, and that was before I had more of a respect for boxing and fighting. But now it's nothing more than a fucking joke, And I'm glad more and more people are realizing that. That's why I'm making this video, because I tap the fucking post, I scroll to the comments, and every comment I see is negative now. So that's why I'm so fucking happy about that. It used to be people were thoroughly invested. They're getting ready to buy the fucking pay-per-view. But yeah, And like I said, maybe it's KSI shooting his own self in the fucking foot by signing something with Dillon Danis. But still, KSI boxing in general, I think that also should be taken less and less seriously. And that's that. You know, like I said, Dillon Danis. How can you take Dillon Danis serious, man? The way he showed up to his fight with Logan Paul. How can you take that guy serious? I mean, you know, even towards KSI, like how could KSI sign some shit with Dillon Danis, man? You know, like I don't get it. Like it's gonna take Dillon Danis to fucking dig up some weird shit about KSI to even like promote this fight halfway as good as any other, you know, high level boxing match. It's gonna need some dramatic shit that has nothing to do with boxing to make this fight watchable. You know, and that's what they're likely going to do. They're going to dig up some shit or create some controversial shit, and they're going to, you know, run with that to make this fight sellable. But still, it's not sellable, you know? It shouldn't be sellable. It shouldn't be taken serious. It shouldn't be on. It shouldn't be promoted. And I'm disgusted, you know? And I'm more disgusted because Ariel Helwani has just verified it. He's certified it. It's happening, you know? Because like I said, Ariel's pretty good with, you know, telling us what's going to happen. So it's pointless, but, you know, we're in an era of pointless fights. So it still makes sense, you know? It's pointless. I don't like the fight. I don't get the fight, but it's still I'm not surprised because we're in an era of pointless fights. Promoters are not listening to the fans. Fighters are not listening to the fans. More and more fighters are fighting for money. They're not fighting for legacy. They're not fighting for the interest of the fans. We're getting fights that do not make sense, that technically aren't even watchable. And I'm saying this for MMA too, because there are fights within MMA right now that don't make sense, that are going on because the promoters owe the fighter, or the promoters see some type of loophole they can pull to make this fight watchable through something that has nothing to do with fighting in general. Shit like that. But overall, because I'm circling at this point, I'm just happy to see more and more MMA and boxing and fight game fans are waking up to see what nonsense is being put in front of them. But overall, you let me know what you think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. But most importantly, subscribe. I love you guys, and I'll see you all in the next.